Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. We'll be going from the dates of the 18th of September up until the 24th, but before we have a look at the games in that period, we'll first have a look at any games that missed one of these videos for whatever reason for games releasing over the last couple of weeks. So what games are coming out for the Switch this week? Well, let's find out. First, for the games that are already out then, a game I somehow managed to miss from last week's video is Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. This released elsewhere back in 2018 and is a sequel to Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch, which is also on the Switch. It's an ARPG developed by Level 5, and whilst not created in collaboration with Studio Ghibli as its predecessor was, it still maintains that look and feel, mainly down to the return of Yoshiyuki Momose and Joe Hisaishi, stalwarts of Studio Ghibli work over the years and who worked on the first game, reprising their roles here. We will have a review of this game on the channel, all being well. It may already be out by the time you are watching this video, if so there is a link to it in the top pinned comment. Also already out is a game that a large number of people have been asking about in terms of a review from us, and whilst I don't think we'll get round to that unfortunately, I can highlight it here at least, and that's Lost in Random. This is a gothic fairy tale inspired action adventure game where every citizen's fate is determined by the roll of a die. You play as Even, a young girl who along with her companion Dicey set out on a dark adventure to save her sister. You use Dicey in order to move forward with combat taking place in a game board type area. It has a lovely claymation look to it, almost like classic stop motion animation, which really fits the gothic aesthetic very well. It's selling for £24.99 or your regional equivalent. Creeping out without much notice at all was the Metal Slug first and second mission double pack. These are the Neo Geo Color versions, which I haven't actually played, but I love the arcade versions of Metal Slug. The first one is probably my favourite, despite most people seeming to prefer number 3. Now I have just in the last couple of days in fact got the Neo Geo Pocket Color Selection 1 for the Switch. It was actually a birthday present, and both of these games are on there, so I will be playing these but via that collection instead, and I'm very much looking forward to doing so very soon. And finally, for the games already out, we have Metallic Child. This is a roguelite action game where you play as an android named Rona, the titular Metallic Child. You are on a mission to stop the spacecraft known as Lifestream from crashing into planet Earth and stop the schemes of your creator, Dr. Irene. It currently has 20% off its asking price in a deal that lasts until the 7th of October. The first of this week's games then is Street Outlaws 2 Winner Takes All, which is a racing game based on the reality TV show of the same name. This is a sequel to Street Outlaws The List, which is also on the Switch and sees you taking part in drag and street races across the US. It says here there are 26 drag vehicles plus 5 challenge cars, 36 locations for races and challenge events, and over 250 parts for car customization. I played a little bit of the first game and it just wasn't for me, to be perfectly honest. Perhaps you need to be a fan of the show, but then I didn't even know the show existed until I played that first game. If you are a fan though, it's out on the 21st for £39.99 or your regional equivalent. Next up is The Plane Effect, which describes itself as a time and mind-bending adventure game. The description on the eShop actually sounds quite interesting without giving too much away at the same time. Set in a dystopian future, you must find your way home from your final day at the office, but the way home suddenly starts to feel like a labyrinth and you cannot stop or turn back as it feels as if you are being watched. It does mention puzzle solving elements being used as you attempt to keep the character moving, and there is an assist mode included if you become stuck. It will sell for £12.99 and releases on the 23rd. Then you have Staxel, which looks to be a farm life simulation game with a voxel art style. You move to the island of Staxel and will be fixing up, improving and maintaining a property, all the while tending fields, growing crops and keeping livestock. The difference here is that you are tasked with handling construction across the whole island and can build further houses and stores. You can play a mode where you will need to earn money from your farm in order to expand the island, or you can just play what's called creative mode, where money is no object and you can build to your heart's content. Sounds like an interesting blend of a farm life sim and a Minecraft type experience, and it will sell for £19.99, but it does have 25% off of that price up until the 29th of September. Then we have S.W.A.N. Chernobyl Unexplored, which releases on the 23rd. This is a science fiction first-person horror game with some puzzle elements. This game takes place a few months after the Chernobyl nuclear plant disaster and sees you taking part in a research expedition to uncover an unexplored area called the S.W.A.N Institute. It promises psychological horror with science fiction elements and abstract and varied puzzles. The trailer definitely gives off an Outlaws or Layers of Fear vibe, and I read a couple of reviews for the Steam version which said it was okay. It's going to cost £11.29 or your regional equivalent. Also out is Embr, which sees you join in the new emergency service as an Embr responder. You will be fighting fires and rescuing clients in either single player mode or with up to 4 players online, having to work together and form an efficient team. It looks to be physics based and is played from a first person perspective and definitely has quite a manic and fun look to it. These sort of situational co-op games definitely can be a lot of fun, and it will be interesting to see how this one measures up when it releases on the 23rd. Talking of physics-based games, the next game for the week is the humorously named Fisti-Fluffs. With no human in sight, the cats are bored, which can only mean one thing: cat fights. You'll be pouncing, hissing, flailing and clawing at the competition to prove that you are the best cat in the kitty kingdom. As well as tussling with other cats, you'll be destroying the environment, and it can be played with up to 4 players in either competitive play or a co-op mode, which is wave based and sees you trying to fend off a rat invasion. Is it just me that has particular games that you have absolutely no personal interest in at all, but you can definitely see the appeal it would have for others, and you secretly feel a little bit jealous of the fun they might be having playing it? It's selling for £19.99, which probably pushes it out of impulse buy territory, which is a shame, although it does have 15% off of this price up until launch. Next up is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Now yes, I know we say Z over here in England, I know most of you would say Z, I just can't do it. It goes against every English bone in my body, I'm afraid. Anyway, I don't know much about the Dragon Ball series, I must admit. I've played a few of the games over the years, including the excellent Dragon Ball Fighters, which is also on the Switch, and makes the point of how to pronounce the Z moot by having it act as an S, which is a double win. This came out last year elsewhere, and the blurb says you'll be playing through iconic battles on a scale unlike any other. You'll be fighting across vast battlefields with destructible environments and participating in epic boss battles. It goes on to say that you will use the RPG mechanics to build power levels and rise to the challenge. Apparently there are 2 additional boss battles in this new Awaken set, and it sells for £49.99. There is though a deluxe edition and an ultimate edition, both as separate bundles on the eShop, and they come with a selection of DLC and of course cost more for the privilege, and they all release on the 24th. And finally for the week we have Spacebase Startopia. This has been out on other consoles for quite a while and has received, I think it's fair to say, mixed reviews. Having said that though, it does sound quite intriguing. It's said to be a mix of real-time strategy and empire building set on a space station, and that alone gets me interested. There is a campaign mode which is set over 10 missions, or a sandbox mode which lets you do as you please, and I'm assuming there is a humour element to the story considering that your ship's computer is called Val. It will be interesting to see what it's all about. The price will be the issue though. I mean, it's up for £44.99, and while there is 10% off of that price until launch, it's still very expensive. Now I will say that I've already seen the physical version up for pre-order on various websites for about £30, which is definitely more reasonable, so it might be worth shopping around if you are interested in grabbing this one. So there you have it then, another week of Nintendo Switch releases. Do any of these games interest you? Will you be picking any of them up? Please do let us know in the comment section below. I just want to say another big thank you to everybody that's helped us achieve 200,000 subscribers, which we hit very recently. It's an unbelievable achievement, it really is. Mark and I are just blown away by how many people enjoy the channel and frequently come back. It's lovely to see. A quick thank you to our Patreons as always for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.